Someone who made your skin crawl even when they were smiling? This is a story about a boy named Daniel and the friend he should have never made. It all started when Daniel's family moved to a quiet suburban town. New house, new school, new faces. He wasn't nervous though. He had always made friends easily. But there was one boy in his class who immediately stood out. A boy named Eli. Eli was different. He was pale, almost sickly, with sunken eyes that seemed to hold something too dark for a child. He spoke softly, but somehow his words always lingered. The other kids kept their distance from him, but not Daniel. No, Eli had chosen Daniel, and there was no escaping it. The first strange thing happened in the schoolyard. It was just a game, a silly game of tag. But Eli changed the rules. "Close your eyes," he whispered. "If you can't see them, they can't see you." Daniel hesitated, but he did it. He squeezed his eyes shut, counting to 10. When he opened them, everyone was gone. The entire playground was empty, silent, as if recess had never even started. A chill ran down his spine. Then Eli reappeared, standing just inches from him. "You're different," Eli said with a grin. "You can see things too." Daniel didn't know what he meant, not yet. But that night, the whispers started. At first, he thought it was his parents talking in the other room, but when he crept out of bed, the house was silent. And yet, the whispers were still there, slithering through the dark. He couldn't make out the words, but he knew they were calling to him. Next day, Eli invited him over for a sleepover. Eli's house was wrong. The moment Daniel stepped inside, the air felt heavy, thick like fog. The walls were lined with mirrors, but not normal ones. These were old, warped, and covered in strange handprints. Daniel asked about them, but Eli just smiled. "They're watching," he said. That night, Daniel woke up to the sound of scratching, software repetitive, coming from the mirror across the room. He held his breath as he turned to look, and there, reflected in the glass, was Eli, standing in the center of the room, smiling. Only Eli was still asleep in his bed. Daniel wanted to scream, but something stopped him. His own reflection. It wasn't moving. Every part of him was frozen in terror. But in the mirror, his reflection, it was grinning slowly. Its lips curled, revealing teeth too sharp, too wrong. Then the reflection whispered in Eli's voice, "You can see them now, can't you?" The next morning, Daniel ran home. He never spoke to Eli again. He changed schools the next year, and the nightmares slowly faded. But he never forgot the mirrors, the whispers, and sometimes, just sometimes, when he looks into a mirror at night, he swears his reflection is smiling back. Next time you're alone in your room, turn off the lights, stare into the mirror, and if you see something that isn't quite right, don't blink. And whatever you do, don't smile back.